Welcome to this edition of the 2-Minute FitBit brought to you by Phase 1 Fitness and me, your host, Jerry Bacall. Today I'm discussing the difference between voluntary and involuntary muscle movement. Involuntary muscle movements are not under conscious control and occur automatically without deliberate effort. These movements are controlled by the autonomic nervous system, which regulates body functions that are not consciously directed, such as digestion, heartbeat, and breathing. On the other hand, voluntary muscle movements are under conscious control and initiated by the central nervous system. These movements involve skeletal muscles, also known as striated muscles, which are attached to the skeleton and are responsible for locomotion, posture, and various voluntary actions. Examples of voluntary movements include walking, running, writing, and picking up objects. The brain sends signals through the nervous system to stimulate the contraction and relaxation of specific muscles, resulting in deliberate movement. Your training primarily concerns voluntary muscle movements, which are controlled by the brain in response to voluntary requests. You decide you want to lift a barbell above your head. You tell the brain you want to lift the weight. The brain sends a signal to the appropriate muscles that are required to perform the task. This is precisely the essence of what I teach, that the mind controls the body, and if you're trying to take your body to a special place in development, the mind becomes even more important. With the mind controlling the muscles, why shouldn't you use it to maximize that control and skyrocket your gains? Remember, if the whole idea of resistance training is to create muscular gains, use the mind-muscle connection to take that relationship to a whole new level. For instance, don't waste half your workout by letting gravity do the work. Have your mind tell your muscles to fight against gravity, lower the weight slowly, increasing the intensity and therefore increasing muscle density. In Mike Mentzner's heavy-duty system, it's all about controlling the weight by utilizing a 2 count during the positive movement and a 4 count in the negative movement. It only makes sense because you're 50 to 60% stronger in the negative movement, as it's harder to take a muscle out of contraction than it is to put it into contraction. By just simply having your mind tell your muscles to utilize the 2 count, 4 count system, you'll increase your workout intensity and jettison your physique towards your goal. Now that you're on track to creating the mind-muscle connection, take it one step further and put your mind directly inside the muscle you're working and utilize the full mind-muscle connection. For instance, in the lat pull-down, you should be initiating the movement with the lats and the rhomboids. Your hands should do very little pulling, as the more your hands do, the less the target muscles do. This is where power straps become an important tool in getting the task done effectively. With your hands out of the equation, you can now go into a full stretch at the top and initiate the movement by contracting the target muscles. In other words, coming out of the full stretch position, the first 2 to 3 inches of movement should not include the elbows bending, but just the lats and rhomboids contracting. You can then finish the movement with bending the arms and taking the lats into full contraction, again using the 2 count, 4 count system. Using this formula universally in every exercise will increase your intensity and take your workouts to the next level along with your gains. Thanks again for tuning into this edition of the 2-Minute Fitbit. Join us again when we discuss another interesting topic. Until then, I'm your host Jerry Bacall, wishing you success, and above all, please stay safe and healthy.